Long, long ago, before humans ever thought to lock their doors, the world was a much gentler, more trusting place. It was a time before fear became a constant companion in our daily lives. And before danger mastered the art of hiding in plain sight. In those days, animals roamed freely, placing their trust in the forest, the sky, and each other. Mothers let their children play without a shadow of worry, believing that no evil could ever reach them in their peaceful world. Among all the mothers in this sprawling forest, one was especially known for her deep care and unwavering watchfulness. Her name was Hen. Now, Hen wasn't the strongest animal, nor was she the fastest or the loudest. But when it came to love, protection, and the willingness to sacrifice, Hen had no equal. Hen lived with her many little chicks near the edge of the forest. Every single morning, she would lead them out to search for food. Stay close, Hen always warned them. Her voice gentle but firm, food is plenty, but danger is clever. Her chicks were just like any children, small, full of life, and endlessly curious about the world around them. They loved chasing after insects, scattering in every direction, and exploring every inch of the ground beneath their tiny feet. Hen watched them with a vigilance that never wavered, her eyes never leaving her precious brood. When the rain began to fall, she would spread her wings wide to create a living shelter for them. When the cold winds blew, she gathered them close under her warm feathers. And whenever any potential danger passed by, she would count her chicks again and again, just to be sure everyone was safe. Hen's life was beautifully simple: protect her children and bring them all home safely at the end of the day. But unknown to her, a different kind of danger was watching from high above. Up in the vast, open sky lived Vulture. Vulture was patient, silent, and a master of observation. He didn't hunt with the blinding speed of a hawk or the raw strength of an eagle. No, his method was different. He waited, and he watched, biding his time for the perfect and guarded opportunity. One day, his sharp, piercing eyes noticed something incredibly tempting far below. It was Hen's family of chicks. They are so many, Vulture thought to himself, a cruel smile forming on his beak. And their mother cannot fly. For days, Vulture watched Hen's routine with meticulous care. He noted her morning walks, her afternoon rest periods, and her evening return to the coop. Slowly but surely, a dark, insatiable greed began to take root in Vulture's heart. He saw not a family, but a feast. One bright, sunny afternoon, Hen led her chicks out just as she always did. The little ones pecked at the ground happily, completely unaware of the looming threat. Suddenly, a dark shadow swept over them, so fast it was like a blink. Before Hen could even scream or react, Vulture swooped down from the sky. In an instant, one of her chicks was gone. Hen let out a piercing scream and flapped her wings wildly in a desperate, futile display. She cried out to the sky, her heart shattering, but Vulture was already a distant speck, far away and out of reach. That night, Hen did not sleep a wink. She counted her chicks over and over again, the painful truth sinking in with each count. One was missing. From that day forward, a cold, gnawing fear entered Hen's heart. She shortened her daily walks and kept her chicks much closer to home. She warned them constantly, her voice now laced with an urgency they hadn't heard before, pleading with them not to wander or scatter. But chicks are chicks, and their memories are short. Their playful nature soon overshadowed their mother's fear. A few days later, another dark shadow appeared in the sky. Another heart-wrenching scream echoed through the trees. And another chick was stolen away. A whisper began to spread through the forest. The animals started to murmur that the sky was no longer a safe and open friend. It had become a place of danger. As for Hen, her paralyzing fear slowly began to transform. It hardened, crystallized, and turned into a powerful, unshakable determination. One night, as her remaining chicks slept soundly, Hen sat alone and thought deeply, her mind racing. "I cannot defeat Vulture with strength or speed," she whispered to the moon. "But I can defeat him with wisdom." With this newfound resolve, Hen decided to visit Old Tortoise, an ancient creature known throughout the forest for his profound wisdom. Tortoise listened patiently as Hen recounted her tragic story, his old eyes full of empathy. When she had finished, he spoke slowly, his voice raspy with age. "Vulture is greedy," he said. "And his greatest weakness is that very greed. You must use it against him." Hen returned home with Tortoise's words echoing in her mind, and a plan began to form. The very next morning, Hen behaved in a way that was completely out of character. She allowed her chicks to scatter a little more than usual. She acted distracted, almost careless. High above, Vulture watched, and a smug satisfaction grew within him. He believed she had finally given up, that her spirit was broken. As he had expected, he saw what he thought was the perfect opportunity. He swooped down once again, his eyes locked on a single, isolated chick. But this time was different. This time, the chick was tied gently to a hidden vine, a trap laid with a mother's cunning. As Vulture grabbed his prize and tried to fly up, the vine tightened. It yanked him back down, pulling him from the sky and crashing him to the forest floor. For the first time in his life, the mighty Vulture was powerless, trapped and defeated. The other animals of the forest gathered around, witnessing the fall of the sky tyrant. Justice, in the way of the forest, was about to be served. Hen, showing a mercy he did not deserve, spared Vulture's life. But she stripped him of his pride, his status as a hunter. The Forest Council decreed that from that day on, Vulture would feed only on the dead, never again preying on the living and the innocent. Hen returned home, not just as a mother, but as a hero. She was wiser, stronger, and more watchful than ever before. And to this day, the forest and all its inhabitants remember the powerful lesson learned that day. Never mistake a mother's patience for weakness, and never, ever underestimate the boundless power of a mother's love. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the wild. See you next time.